G'day, g'day. Here we are, week 16 NFL. There is some big games for the house. Is there any data plays? Ooh, yep, there is one. Looks like a late game, but yeah, let's jump into okay. All right, I got it. Buffalo Browns, Bills Browns. 87% of the money's on the Bills. 90% of the master money's on the Browns, but it's really low action, so I wouldn't get too wrapped up in that. Again, I need the Browns to cover their lack of confidence, I think, but 75% on the over, 62% of the master money's on the over. Here's an odd one. See a bit of this on these big dogs. 90% of the money line money's on the Bills, and we're looking at 80% of the money line action is on the Browns. I mean, that is a data play there. Seeing where the Masters got in at. Around 450, which I still see that around. Let's see who it was. Okay. Not as excited about it, but yeah. Masters are playing the Browns money line there. Jets Saints, we need the Jets. This is 88% of the money's on the Saints. 94% of the master money's on the Saints. Jets are generally not getting a lot of support. 75% on the under. 82% of the master money on the under. Money line's a little bit balanced, which is out of whack for the prices, but yeah, need the Jets. Vikings Giants, that's 54% of the money's on the Giants. 76% of the master money's on the Giants. Let me just see if most of this is at 3 on that side. No, there's a chunk there's some at 2 at plus odds, plus 2.5 at plus odds, plus 3. Minus 2.5 is where the master money is for the Vikings there. Ravens Patriots, low volume, 53% Ravens, 92% master money Ravens. I think this is early in the week and it was at the 2.5. A bulk at 2.5, a little bit at 3, not a penny at 3.5. Well balanced on the total, not a lot of volume there. Buccaneers, Panthers. Look at it, 58% of the money's on the Buccaneers. 98% of the master money's on the Buccaneers. Let's see who's come in there. Minus 2.5 is where pretty much all of that is at. So yeah, you're going to need the Panthers there at home. 62% on the over, nothing on the master chart there. Huge game here. Looks like it's pretty much gone to 3.5, the Chiefs. Looking at 78% of the money's the Chiefs, but this is a big volume, big volume. Looking at 59% of the master money's on the Titans. If I look at that, the Titans, it's at 3.5, bunch at 3 around even money, a little bit at 4, even some 1.5 at the plus money. But huge game, this one for the house. It's almost turning into a data play. We're just getting on the Titans at 3.5 and rolling the home team. Chargers, Cowboys, another huge game. Big volume on this one. So I don't know if he didn't come in and bet that one. Looking at 82% of the money's on the Cowboys. Kind of odd because this was Chargers plus 1.5, plus 2, plus 1.5. Cowboys was today. What's going on with this game? Let's see. Hang on a second. Oh no, they laid it. They bought it across 0. Yeah, huge game this. Like really big volume. Gonna need the Chargers. Cowboys, boy, what an up and down team they've been. 68% on the over, 53% of the master money on the under. Huge game. Need the Chargers. Need the Chargers. Need the Titans. Maybe that's a nice little double there to get home because they are the 2 biggest games. Falcons, Cardinals. Low volume, 68% of the money's on the Falcons, 97% of the master money's on the Falcons. Arizona's been pretty rough of late. -2.5 where the bulk of it is, though. Really no masters on there at that -3. And then there's another game I saw down the bottom. Time change. Okay, so those games had flipped. We're doing them in order so I don't lose track here. I've still got 13, 14 minutes. Broncos, 58% of the money, 91% of the master money. Broncos is all at 3. There's nothing at 3.5. And the tiny little grab on the Jags is at +3.5. 46 total, 53% under, 82% of the master money, no, over. 82% of the master money is on the under. So not a lot in that game right now. You probably need the Jags. This is a big game. Oddly enough, the Steelers are literally friendless. But we're looking at 93% of the money's on Detroit Lions. 99.9% of the master money is on the Detroit Lions. So it's 6.5 and 7. There's no real buyers at 7.5. Not even on the plus. But all the early money is 6.5 and 7 is what the masters are on there for the Lions. Just again, at the 7.5, no one's getting involved at this point. Total's fairly well balanced, 80% on the under from the masters. Data play coming up. Texans, Raiders. Just diving in to see where this money's at. Look at a +14, +14.5. But we're looking at 71% of the money's on the Texans. 92% of the master money's on the Raiders. Good old Raiders. Covered the last one we played them in, so play the 14 if you can find 14.5, even better. But yeah, Raiders are the play of the day again, as they were a few weeks ago. A little bit more confidence a few weeks ago, but again, lucky to cover. So yeah, that one's jumping that one in. And then the last game we got here, it's been moved to the early time slot. Dolphins, Bengals. 61% of the money's on the Dolphins. Super well balanced on the master chart. Just dig in there and see. -3.5, +4 is where the bulk of that money is going back and forth. Total 75% on the over, 78% of the master money on the under. Didn't really get into a lot of these totals because it's not really a lot of action to get really deep into it. Do a quick scurry of first halves. You just check a couple of accounts here. And one. So I just saw a first half play. I'm just checking who it is. No, it's not them. Okay. And check this one. I think it's all futures. The hell is it? The open bets. Yeah, looking at some college basketball. All right, so looking at the first half, 62% of the Buffalo money's on over, 100% of the master money's on the under. Looking at that +6, 6.5 actually. So if you can find any of that, looks like a pretty strong play. The rest of them, money's fairly well balanced. All the Joes and the pros are on the same side. So just that one data play jumping out there, Cleveland Browns. And I think that's pretty much it. Cracking games yesterday, been cracking games all week. No balls today, that's tomorrow. We've got a bunch on Tuesday, a lot of volume there yet. So that's pretty it. As I go back, NFL, big needs for the house. Titans and Chargers even becoming bigger as I look at the numbers. Browns is now a data play. We're looking at 68.5 on the Bills, 98% of the master money's on the Browns. So Browns has now become a data play. Just with the recent bets coming in, looking down, seeing if there's anything else. Again, big needs are Chargers, Titans. Another big need's going to be the Steelers. They're just pile on the lines there. And that looks pretty much it for now. So good luck. Those in survivors, survive. Those in the millions. My last 2 weeks have been fucked. Had Green Bay yesterday, blown over. So yeah, pretty much. We'll just see where it ends up at the end of it. Not too wrapped up in that. But anyone placing their bets, props, whatever you got, feel free to reach out. Anything else? Unlikely to get back before the late games. Traveling at the moment. So good luck and all the best for today.